everyone, so today's video is going to be a college Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram and on here to just ask me any of your college questions because I know a lot of you guys are new here, so hi, welcome. And I get questions like literally on the daily about so many different things related to college, so I want to just sit back down here and continue answering a lot of those questions and concerns you guys have because I know so many of you guys are going to be starting very soon and it's very exciting. So yeah, I wanted to just get on here and answer any more of those questions, and I have 2 years under my belt. I'm gonna be a junior, so I feel like I have a lot of experience to kind of share with you guys, and these are some of my most favorite videos to film. I love to just hang out here and answer your guys' questions and help you in any way that I can. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first question is, how long did it take to feel adjusted to the new surroundings and college? For me, honestly, it was surprisingly really quickly, and only because of Greek life, I feel, because since we rush a whole week before school actually starts, we move in before the rest of the people move in. So I already was there a whole week before. I already met a lot of other new freshmen, and we joined our sorority and had bid day like the day before school. So I felt already pretty comfortable and new even before the first day of school even started. So when the first day of classes started, everyone was wearing the same backpack and everything. Be like, oh, we're in the same sorority, and you just meet each other that way. And they put on so many events for us like the first week of school, and so pretty quickly I already had a whole new routine and felt well adjusted like right away. So honestly, like, it depends as long as you're involved. Like, involvement is so important in college. Like, you guys really need to get involved as soon as you guys get to college. Like, that'll literally help get you so well adjusted to your college because you're meeting so many people and you're becoming busy and you're getting in the groove of a whole new routine. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm here, what do I do? Like, you already have so many things on your calendar of the events you need to go to, friends to hang out with, and so many things like that, to where it really adjusts you and gets you well immersed in your new school. So honestly, just get involved because that's literally what helped me so much with feeling well adjusted like right off the bat. And also, I've gotten a lot of questions still about recruitment and Greek life, so I'll leave my video down below that I did about all sorority questions. It's called The Truth About Sororities. I'll leave that link down below because I still got a lot of questions about sororities and questions I already answered. But like, one is which meal plan should you choose if you plan on rushing? And this is gonna be like kind of like one of the last ones I answer about this, but I would recommend not getting any meal plan if you plan on rushing yet, because my sister was in a sorority at a different school before I joined at U of A, and she was like, don't get a meal plan because your sorority provides meals. You can just eat at the sorority because that's already included in your dues. So what you're already paying for is included in the sorority, so you might as well like take advantage of what you're already paying for and eat at your sorority house. So I didn't get a meal plan because she told me this, and that was like the best decision ever, because not only did I have meals provided through the sorority, it also forced me to go to the sorority house every single day and make friends and feel more comfortable at my sorority and just feel more involved within it, because I know there's some girls who don't go like at all because they already have meal plans and stuff like that. But because that was like my only option for food and stuff, like I was there every single day, a couple times a day, and it really made me feel so comfortable going to the house and making it really feel like my home. And also it was like the best thing too, because so many of my friends did get meal plans too, and they're like, oh my gosh, now I have so much money that like I have on these meal plans. It was such a waste because I eat at my sorority every day. And they're like, I wish I knew like not to buy it. And I was like, yeah, like a lot of people don't know that you shouldn't buy it if you plan on going through recruitment and if your school provides meals. So like specifically at U of A, I would hold off on getting a meal plan to see if you do join a sorority and see if you are going to be eating there, because you honestly don't need a meal plan. I would just recommend getting Cat Cash, where you can load money on your student ID card and get meals like as you go, rather than just getting the whole meal plan. So that's my one tip. And I'm going to try to avoid the recruitment questions because, like I said, I have a whole video on that. Okay, next one is, do you find more people being in relationships than in high school? To be honest with you guys, yes, like surprisingly. Like, I know so many people who are in relationships like in college than I did that were in high school. Like in high school, everyone was like, we're about to leave to college, like this is the time not to be in relationships. So a lot of my friends weren't in relationships when I was in high school, and then versus college, so many of my friends are in relationships. And I think some people like have the idea like don't date in college, like don't have that expectation of dating in college. I've even said don't have those expectations if those don't happen, but also don't think that they can't happen. Like I know so many people who have been in long-term relationships with their boyfriends like in college, and even are doing long distance, like going on 3 years of those long distance, and it's still working out. Like, so even though you may think it's not super common, like don't think that it also can't happen, because it definitely can. And yeah, I've definitely noticed so many more relationships in college than I did in high school, and that is a huge shock to me. Are college classes as hard as high school teachers made it seem? This is another one that I was like, no, they're not. I mean, this totally depends on your major. Like, given I am an education major, so I am well aware that my classes are not as difficult as aerospace engineer and biomedical engineer. Those are a couple of my roommates have those majors, and I know their classes are very difficult and stuff like that. But so I'm gonna not speak so much on the major, more so on the actual gen eds, the ones that everyone takes. So gen eds, yes, they were so much more easier than teachers made it seem, but it also totally depends on your professor and the layout of the class. Like, for example, one of my friends and I both had, it was the same like English 101 class that all freshmen have to take. It was the same exact like course, but we had different professors, and mine was like a really high rated one and hers was like one of the worst rated ones. And she had so much work to do, loads of stuff, and she said it was like the worst class ever. She did not like her professor, and mine was like so easy. It was a piece of cake, never had homework, anything like that. So that's the thing, is like it just totally depends on the professor and what type of class you get, because sometimes they could be like, oh my gosh, this is so much harder than high school, and there's so many times where I'm like, this is so much easier than high school. Like, I had one class my sophomore year of high school, and that was way harder than still any class I had in college. So I guess they're in a way preparing you for college, because you're like, oh, this isn't as bad, I'm used to doing this work. But a lot of times it's not that bad. Okay, the next one, is it hard to make friends? For me, honestly, I felt like it would have been if I didn't join Greek life. Okay, again, I said I wasn't gonna answer any more Greek life questions, but it's literally my whole life. But yeah, I am such an introvert, and like I'm so awkward, so quiet. Like, I swear, like I'm very socially awkward, you guys. Like, I really am, and the only way that I knew I was gonna be able to become comfortable and make a lot of friends was by going through Greek life. That was just the organization that I thought would be a good fit for me. Not saying that that's the only way to make friends, of course. It's just like finding a group, an organization, or club where you can make friends. It's just like getting involved. And a lot of people make friends like on their dorm. I didn't even be able to do that. Like, I still was awkward, like meet people in my dorm and be like, hi, like I'm Amanda. Like, if people do that to me, but like I'm just not that outgoing personality to go ahead and do that and like put myself out there. So that's why like I knew I needed sort of like a help and a little crutch to force me to meet all these new friends and people, and that's how I made those connections. But that's why it's like, it's a lot of people, it's not hard at all. Like, so many people I know like make friends so easily, so it just depends on you. But just join an organization and it'll be so easy, especially because everyone is in the same boat as you and trying to make friends. But try to make friends on your dorm. That's something I really wish I did a lot. How big of a deal is it to be late for classes? Some of mine are far apart. This is another question that it's totally going to depend on your class and your teacher. If it's a huge lecture hall with like 300 people, it's not going to be an issue. Like, there's some huge lecture halls where I was like late every day, but I was like, it didn't matter because so many other people were coming in when the class was barely starting. And there's other classes where I was like, I'm not going to be late because there's only 20 people in this class and it'll be so awkward. And those are the ones that are more stricter anyways, like the ones that are smaller classroom sizes. But it's just going to depend on your professor and how big the lecture hall is, because it could be easy to sneak into those later ones. But if your classes are right back to back and far away, I would just talk to the professor, the one that you have before that class, and let them know your situation and ask them if you can leave a couple minutes early each time. I mean, and plus it shouldn't be like every day. You only have class most likely like twice or 3 times a week. So they should be able to like be fine with that and let you go a couple minutes early anyway. So just talk to your professor if that's going to be an issue for you. The next thing is, what's the hardest thing to get used to in college? For me, honestly, it was like the independence of like if I got sick, having to go to the doctors by myself, going to the dentist by myself, making my own appointments. Like when I was in high school and living at home, like I've never had to do that. Like my mom would make my appointments, she'd take me to the doctor, she'd take me to the dentist. And now that I'm older and I'm obviously on my own, like that's been like difficult. If I'm like dying in the hospital, it sucks not having my mom there and like being taken care of and having to just do things on your own. But that's also something that I've been loving about it, is because it's like hard to do and adjust, like going from high school and then to have all this independence and do things on your own. But it's also so cool because you're like, wow, I'm actually an adult. This is when I'm supposed to be learning how to do all these things on my own and do that transition of becoming an adult. So I actually like it, but for me that was difficult, having to fully like be independent and on my own. And my next one is how to eat healthy while living in the dorms. If you live in the dorms, you totally control what you're eating and with your shopping and stuff and getting snacks for your room. So avoid getting really unhealthy snacks. I still didn't do this. I would go and get like Sour Patch Kids, M&Ms, popcorn. It was bad. But if you are trying to like be healthy, if you are buying snacks, like make sure they're healthy, because I know when you're in your dorm you just want to snack on something, like maybe get like cuties and keep them in your fridge, or get some like almonds and granola bars, so that way like if you do want to snack, you're not snacking on like unhealthy food. Like that'll help you stay healthy in your dorms. Is the first week hard in terms of the environment? In my opinion it wasn't, also because the school like just provides so many welcome events, and like it's like a whole welcome week for like freshmen, and they just do their best that they can to like really immerse you guys there. And even in your dorms, like your RAs will have little things. Like the first week is pretty easy to adjust to because they like try their best to help you guys feel well adjusted the first week to the new environment. So in my opinion, I don't think it is. Did you apply for or receive any scholarships? Yes, I did. I applied for a few. One I got like outside of the school, and I think a couple that I just got, I can't remember if I actually went out of my way and applied for it, or when I submitted my application I just received it because I met those requirements. But I did get a couple of U of A scholarships based off of my grades, and I've been getting a lot of questions asking about what my GPA was, and I did apply with a 3.6 GPA. So I did receive the Arizona Excellence Scholarship and another one that I cannot remember, but one was like academic and another was like from my involvement, I think. I can't remember exactly, but I did receive some. How to make the best experience with having a roommate. I actually made a whole video about having a college roommate, and also another one about how to survive the dorms and how to be a good roommate. So I'll link both of those videos down below so you guys can check those out. The whole video is about dealing with a roommate and how to make your guys' situation easier, so I'll link those down below for you guys. Next question is, how do you deal with missing your family and not seeing them every day? I know I'll get homesick the second I leave. This was something I was so concerned about because I get homesick so easily. Like I just miss being home, I miss my mom and my dad, and now I'm just got a puppy this summer, so I know I'm gonna miss her when I leave. So I don't know, like I was so concerned about this before I left, so that's why when I did get to college and wasn't homesick, I was so shocked, and that was because of my involvement. If you guys want to know how you guys won't get homesick, it's about getting outside and being involved and hanging out with your friends. Like literally the times where I was so down in the slums and missing home and sad were the times where I like made myself so lonely by not hanging out with friends, by staying in my dorm. That's when I was the most sad. But anytime I was out with my friends, or I was out doing things with my sorority, or just like participating in whole different things, that's when like my mind was off of missing my family because I was busy. So keeping yourself busy is like the way to avoid getting homesick. Like if you're busy, you don't even have time to think about missing home or miss your family. Like you're just go and focus on other things, so you're not having that time. But when you're not busy and doing like nothing, all your thoughts are gonna be about how sad you are missing home. So stay busy and you guys will not get homesick. That is like the #1 thing to avoiding that. What are ways to decorate my dorm? I'm a guy, but most guys aren't into that, and I don't want to make my roommate uncomfortable. I feel like your roommate should not be uncomfortable with that at all. Like, we want boys who are organized. So here are some pictures. I get a lot of inspiration from Dormify, and you can get inspiration from Pinterest. They have so many different ideas for girls and guys on how to decorate your dorm. It's really refreshing when you go into a guy's room and they actually have an organized room and nice decor that isn't like they live in a frat house. So check out those sites. That's how I get a lot of my inspiration. And yeah, your roommate should get on board with your organization as well. Are there parties that aren't associated with Greek life? Absolutely. There are like 50,000 students and only 6% of that is involved in Greek life, and trust me, people are not only in Greek life who party. Yeah, a lot of people have parties, but they're like kickbacks, and even a lot of the sports teams have like parties, like the football people have parties, basketball people, hockey people, all those types, like groups will have their own parties, like at off-campus houses and things like that. So if you're not in Greek life and you want to still have a social life, there are definitely ways to still do that. And the last question is, what's your favorite part about your major? So I know I got a lot of newbie guys on my channel here, and if you guys didn't know, I'm an education major, so studying elementary education. And what I like the most, honestly, is that we are getting first-hand experience, like in the classrooms as juniors and seniors. So like this past year, like I was in the classroom, and what we're studying is literally like an internship, like what we're like our junior and senior year. Instead of being in school and like studying, we're hands-on in the classrooms with students, learning that way. And that's like what I really have been enjoying about it. And then the classes that we do have, like they're small and they're not huge lectures like maybe like business is. Like they're really small, and everyone who's there really wants to make a difference in the students that we're gonna be teaching and essentially raising into this world. So I love having those discussions with everyone and learning how we can become better teachers and educators for the future. So like just like everything like that, like I absolutely love being an education major. It's been really cool, and we need more teachers anyway. Like my major is literally one of the smallest at U of A, and there's literally less than 5 people in my sorority out of over 300 girls who are education majors. So it's a very small group of people, but I've been loving it. And yeah, so if you guys didn't know, that's my major. And this video is already so long, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys!